So what am I doing here now? I'm sanding with a very fine grit the first hand of the slick stick, because it is quite a thick product, and if you want to have a smooth finish, it's important that in between hands to sand lightly the coats. And then dusting a little bit the surface. And maybe you are wondering why I did not take out the hardware. There are two reasons why. Because first, I want to have I want to keep this hardware. You know, this is not real wood. It is made out of board something board something. And anyway, if you remove the hardware, you either find hardware that fits exactly the same holes, or if you fill these holes and then you will make others near the same area where these original ones were, then you risk that in time, while using it, to have problems with the hardware and to start to move, because the furniture on the kitchen especially is quite heavily used. So I prefer to keep the same hardware. And because this hardware, as it was, definitely wouldn't fit the furniture and the style, I decided to paint on top of them. And because this way the gold gilding wax or the gold paint, I didn't decide yet what I'm gonna do, but anyway, they will have a better adherence, these paints or the gilding wax, if I paint the hardware. So this is the reason why I did not remove this metal existing hardware. And you will see that as you can see already, I am also priming them, so that I am sure that the paint will stay, and then whatever I will do, the gilding wax or the gold paint will have a good surface to make adherence. And now we come with a roller, and you will see I am applying the second coat of the slick stick. And what is very important is to make sure that you reach all these corners. You will see later on I'm coming with a brush, and I will also fill those little spaces as well. So I'm coming back to all the corners and in here in between the boards, and I make sure that the slick stick reaches every single small spot of the furniture. So I'm trying to see, because the customer wants an olive, and I'm trying to figure out how much of these two colors I need to mix in order to achieve the olive that she wants. I tried here, but I put too much Spanish mousse, and now I'm trying to put a little bit more of the collard green, and then I'm mixing them. And yes, I think this is more olive than the first one. Yeah, so this will be 1/3 of Spanish mousse and 2/3 of collard greens. And because I told you I want to have a smooth finish, I will water the surface, just mist it with a little bit of water, and I'll go and I will apply the paint. Anyway, I will definitely need 2 coats, but if I keep the paint this wet, the finish will be really super smooth. We will not be able to see any strokes from the brush, anything. It will be super smooth. And then we repeat. Don't take too much paint. Like, this is the load that I have on the brush, and I'm misting again a little bit the surface, and I do the same. Come somehow in the middle, and I meet with the paint. Make sure we don't miss any spot. It is very easy to see because the primer is white, so it's super easy with this darker color to see if you miss any spot. Of course, we do not forget the edges. And usually when I go on the edges, I really don't have any more paint on the brush. I just clean the brush on the edges so that I will make sure I won't have too much paint on these areas, because these are the areas where usually the space is quite limited in between the drawers and the doors. So we really don't want to load too much paint on these edges, but definitely you want to paint them. So you will see immediately how it looks. It is completely painted. So we are now sanding the first hand of paint. Light sanding, very low abrasive sponge covered with some sanding pad. So we are sanding very lightly, just to smooth the surface. Oops. And then we are dusting the surface. And it's ready to go now. So for a very good and very smooth finish, it's very important to have the surface moisture. So with a misting bottle, we are misting the surface trying to spread the water equally. And the amount of paint should be not a lot, because it's already the hand tool, so we have pretty much good coverage. And it's very important to keep not to put a lot of pressure on the brush. So just very easily touch the furniture if we want to have a smooth finish, but with no brush strokes. And we have to make sure that we reach all the corners. And when there is all the surface is done, with almost no more paint on the brush, I will go on the edges. I don't want to load with too much paint the edges, because I want the doors to close well in the future, so I don't want to make the doors thicker with the paint. So you will see just in a second. What I'm doing now is something that I noticed it's working even better. I have a clean brush, and very gently I'm gonna touch the surface, and just you will see, because I will get the camera, my cameraman will come behind me, and you will see how smooth the finish stays after this. Hey camera guy, are you coming? And after that, as I said, coming with the brush, I have no more paint on it. I'm just doing the edges, and I make sure that I cover all the white from the stick. So after one day, I come back to the furniture, and it's time to wax. I'm gonna use the clear wax from Dixie Belle, and I'm gonna make circles and lines, and horizontally and vertically, and I make sure that I apply the wax on all surface. It is a process that takes some time, and it's very important to buffer very well the wax, because this is actually the protection of the furniture. So we need to make sure that we don't miss any spot. I will repeat the process now near the handlers, the hardware. So you can see now, you remember I told you in the beginning of the video that I don't want to take away the hardware, because I have a plan to manage to age it, even if these are very new hardware, so nothing aged, nothing vintage, but you will see that the look will be very vintage. You will see. On the handler itself, I did not apply clear wax because I want the black wax to have a better, let's say, adherence to the surface. But on the furniture, yes, I did. My brush is not good. Okay, and I come and I buffer the black wax into the furniture, cleaning it a little bit, and I come, I buffer. This is just a matter of personal taste, how much you want to leave on the furniture, how much you will clean the black wax. As you can see in my case, I just wanted to have a very light shadow of black wax around the like just a shadow of the handler to be on the furniture, and in here the same, just a little bit of shade and depth. And I will repeat the process also here, and then I'm coming back. So this is the amount of cactus that I put. And here I mixed, as I told you, the gold and the copper, and I'm taking on a small brush like this because I have a better control of how much I take on my finger. Yeah, and I'm just playing a little bit, applying a little bit, and then with the clean finger I spread it all over the surface. As much as you want, as small amount as you want, it's just a personal taste here. And I make sure that I combine them, and I make a little bit of transition between the green from the cactus and the gold. And then I go a little bit on the edge with the gold. As I said, on this finger I have the gold, and with the other one I come and I just buffer. If you apply too much gold, or if you go out too much with the gold, then you can always come back with the cloth that you are using to apply the clear wax, and you just clean a little bit the edge. Or you can do it with mineral spirit as well, but be careful. If you come with the mineral spirit and you have black wax under, then you will remove also the black wax. So make sure that you'd better use the clear wax. Okay, so we continue all over the edge. I'm also paying a little bit of attention here. And I apply, and I come with a clean finger and I buffer. So this is pretty much the game that I'm gonna have to repeat to 15, 16 doors and 8 drawers or 9 drawers. So I'm gonna have a fun night. And with the hardware, I repeat the process. One more thing, the gilding wax takes about, I don't know, I think 1 day to be completely cured. So make sure that you do not, after you apply the gilding wax, you leave the surface get dry.
And here they are ready. It is, I couldn't say it's easy, but also definitely it's doable. It's really a do-it-yourself project. So if you have a kitchen that is outdated, you can really change the face of it. So easy and with not so much effort. If you liked the video this week, don't forget please to subscribe my channel and to give me a thumbs up, and see you next week for another fun project. Bye!